Let's not use it just yet. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 3 in this best of 5, the first round of the day for the King of the Hill Kaspersky Arena. Here on BaseTradeTV is Rifkin casting with my co-caster Nova and spawning in the top right corner of the map. Playing with the red Protoss, it is Socke.
And his opponent in the third game of this series is going to be HeRoMaRinE as the blue Terran in the bottom left.
Yeah, I was going to say this at the load screen, but I'll say it now. First off, the sponsors for this, of course, are Kaspersky. The fun fact I was going to say is the story, whatever. This isn't cheesy, made-up story for the sponsors. This has actually happened. Before I really understood how the internet worked and how you don't click on malicious sites that have pretty girls on them, I used to be that guy who would have a ton of viruses on my computer, and I can safely say that Kaspersky has saved me on more than one occasion in the past. Nowadays I'm a bit smarter and I haven't had to use it or any other program like it in a while, thank goodness. But yeah, Kaspersky, much love. So I thought, for me at least personally, when I saw that they were sponsoring this event, I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Because a lot of these sponsors for events, they're like, oh, you know, Zotac, well I might never own one of their graphics cards, but I know who they are. But Kaspersky's like, oh hey, I used them before in the past, what do you know?
I used them when I had a Pentium 2.
Oh man,
Wait,
Pentium
what?
2. Talk about a long time ago, am I right? Grandpa.
And the dial-in's so horrible. It's like, Mom, no! I'm in my Warcraft 2 game.
Oh man, Warcraft 2. That game had the best soundtrack. Not to take away from StarCraft,
Yeah.
but that game brings back memories when I hear that soundtrack.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, well,
So,
Socke taking an early
because-
second guess.
Do you actually think, because Daybreak is picked, we might see something like a bit, more different than just standard play? I mean, a proxy Stargate is really solid on this map, but so is a proxy
Well-
factory, for example.
By already seeing the pylon on the rightmost side of the base, this says to me Socke is going to want to hide his tech, which usually ends
Yeah.
up being the Templar Archives and the Dark Shrine if he goes that path. We will have to wait to see what he goes for, because you also see players put their Stargates over here.
Yeah, but this is actually an interesting thing that a lot of players have been like sort of doing. I noticed lately, and I do it myself as well. But you put the pylon on the side. The Terran now scouts the pylon on the side of the base over there. So likely place the Terran is going to scan to see your tech. Exactly that spot, right?
So like,
they put the tech
preemptively
somewhere
mind
else.
gaming.
Ah.
Well, we'll have to see what that turns into. For now, I think Socke, if I had to guess, if I was a bet main, I'd say he's probably going to go for that safe expand as he always has in these first two games.
Mhm.
HeRoMaRinE, setting himself, I imagine he's just going to go with the exact same build. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, reactor expands.
I feel
Again.
the first game didn't work for him because of that weird sort of meta gaming, like three different meta games going on at the same time, with the Storm, with the Colossus, and then with the Thermal Lance. So last game we saw it work out very nicely for him. He got to that sort of death ball situation where he had a ton of ghosts on the field, and quite frankly just walked over Socke after taking that one good engage in the middle of the map. So I'm thinking right now HeRoMaRiNE's going, you know what? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Game 1 didn't go my way, I'll chalk that up to bad luck for the time being. If he goes for the
Yeah.
same build and it loses again, I'm pretty sure we'll see a different path come out of him for Game 4.
Yeah, he has to like switch it up, else it becomes a bit too obvious that you're doing again the same thing, and it might be easier for Socke to like blind counter it, for example.
Yeah, and as chat mentions, we want TLO, we want TLO. TLO will be coming on later today, guys. I don't know what order the players are playing in today, but you gotta keep in mind, like, these guys are playing for quite a bit of money today. And one of these players, of course, gonna walk away with that first round money, go into round 2. And I don't know who's coming up for round 2, but it would be rather unfortunate if you had, like, that powerhouse known as TLO come out, like, right away.
I want your money.
Yeah, we never actually run a King of the Hill type event. I'm curious if
look
they
at this
seed
one.
it.
Armory.
Oh!
In-
Oh, Dirk, is this gonna be Hellbats? This has to
has to
be.
be,
There's
right?
no other reason to have the armory like this. I was just looking for the starport there, and it's coming out a little bit later. I like this a lot,
but
actually.
It's gonna do this push with the Marine and the Widowmine again, and then follow it up with a Hellbat drop, which I think
Well, I
might be
mean-
really strong, but
Well, what worked really well is, like, again, we have that early robo
Yeah.
facility. Because of the prediction of Widowmines, we're going to have observers on the field, when instead we should have other types of units. And Socke, well, he might not lose entirety of probes. I mean, you can pull, you can overcharge, you can react. A cannon even coming down in the main will
but-
limit the damage. But the Hellbats are going to get in there and kill some probes, there's no question about it.
the probe that went to check on the natural actually saw the Widow Mine as well, and the response of Socke has been he threw down a cannon immediately. He saw no natural. We know, of course, there is a natural, but perhaps he's thinking the wrong thing here.
Well, the Widow Mine.
Widow Mine though.
There's the Observer already there, though. I mean, yeah. Wow, an overcharge. I feel a little bit of an overreaction to this. As with that probe pull, he could have just killed it with the Stalker. Not going to lose anything.
And perhaps this this photon overcharge might be a bit of a pain in the ass, let's call it.
That's going to really hurt
to deal with the Hellbat drop.
He's got the photon cannon, but the cannon, it does a lot of damage to the medevac, but not those Hellbats. They will be healed, and you can of course micro the drops if you need to.
Yeah.
Curious, the HeRoMaRinE, has he scanned anyone? No, he hasn't seen the cannon, but he knows the natural is very weak and exposed. Cannon now coming down in the back, but I don't know, it might be a little too late. But man, the medevac coming right up here, gonna... Oh, I feel he's gonna gut this raw, Dirk. Like, if this cannon does not finish...
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if the cannon doesn't finish, he's just gonna get so many of these probes. But, oh, the split on the Hellions! Sorry, the Hellbats actually allow most of these probes to get away. Only getting 3 kills with that. But he retains both the Hellbats, so he can come back for round 2. Seeing the cannon, though, going in for a drop here in the main. Again, same situation. I mean, that's kind of the catch. If your opponent's quick and pulls, Hellbats have a slow attack, so they can't really chase either because they're equally slow as far as movement speed goes. But I like this actually microing down the probes.
By Socke is gonna get like a couple of extra kills on this, but photon overcharge is available on the mothership core again, and the medevac actually dies as well.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, and the natural being cleaned up as well. So both drops going to be cleaned up. Only 7 probes killed, not the most effective use of Hellbats. Socke and that's not because HeRoMaRinE did that poorly. Socke was just well prepared with the cannons, with those pulls. And guys, you got to think like, oh, okay, well he spent 300 minerals on defenses. Is that worth it? Oh, absolutely! If you retain all your probes.
Yeah, for sure. And Socke is now answering after this harass from HeRoMaRinE with a Dark Shrine, and I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, now, there's the hidden tech path. So I mean, like if HeRoMaRinE scans, he might not catch that.
Yeah, but the dropping itself, people forget that the drop is actually a really good scout of the base as well, and you can do damage with it as well.
Well, we have drops 3 and 4 on the way, but with these cannons, I mean, they dispatched them rather quickly last time, and an overcharge available. I don't think... Oh my god, the overcharge immediately going down. Can he get some of these probes? Meanwhile, the natural getting hit at the exact same time. And HeRoMaRinE trying to focus this down, but unfortunately auto-targeting the cannon in both locations, and again...
Yeah, nice focus fire with the Nexus as well on the medivac in the main. So Socke taking here minimal damage, only 10 workers still, for like 4 medivacs and 8 Hellbats.
Yeah, absolutely not worth it. HeRoMaRinE has done. Look at the resources lost. I mean, that is just terrible to see. But we have actually a mech follow-up to this. I say with a big question mark. A lot of the European players in WCS started going mech TVP, and we saw some people just tweeting like, "Oh my God, please no, don't let that happen. Don't make this a thing." But I gotta say, the push of tanks, Hellbats, I mean, whether you siege those tanks or not, it's a really strong push. And this many Marines incorporated with the army provide plenty of anti-air for HeRoMaRinE.
I don't like this move out from Socke too much, though.
I gotta say,
it's really not that big, and...
Yeah, and HeRoMaRinE doesn't have much that really cares about these Immortals. Look at his Hellbats and Marines, all light units that will absolutely annihilate the army of Socke if he pushes. But I gotta say, I've never seen HeRoMaRinE play mech before. So I'm really curious to see how this goes for him. Meanwhile, the Warpin of DTs will go for that turret immediately.
But HeRoMaRiNE's response is too fast. He won't even lose the tank.
Yeah, that second turret was unexpected. But where's the last Dark Temple? Oh, there it is over on the far left going for the armory. I was like, I hear the sound! Where the heck is it? Okay, we got the forward pylon established. We do have the Warp Prism, and Socke with more Dark Templar. Okay, gonna be Archons. Good choice, good choice. If you're gonna soak up tank fire, Archons are a nice choice, but there's so many Hellbats here.
Yeah, but it looks like Socke wants to go for an attack or something, but I don't think it's the right decision.
Oh, absolutely not. But it's gonna catch actually HeRoMaRinE in the choke, and that is a good decision. Look at that, force fielding some of the Hellbats at the lower part of the ramp. Archon's gonna do their job, but tank sieging up now.
Yeah, but look at the supply, man.
Oh, definitely in HeRoMaRiNE's favor. Despite losing so much early on, still being able to produce this many units is really nice. He will be able to push, of course, across the field, even take out, if not cancel, this third base. And I gotta say, like, with what Socke has on the field, I don't think he can take this fight.
It's gonna be extremely difficult. He needs
Well,
almost
I mean,
a
without
miracle, but we'll see.
Colossus, I really don't see him breaking this
Yeah,
at all.
without Colossus or even without Storm.
Oh, but I take that back because we got a big drop here in the main. Not even a drop, a warp in rather, because of course it's Protoss, her. But the reinforcing Hellbats should clean this up. There's no
He
anti-air.
can't engage this, and is he going for the back? I was thinking we'd go for a base race, but
Well, there's the overcharge coming down on that Nexus. Tank's going to start shelling away at everything here. Coming in from behind is Socke, and the Hellbats are in the wrong spot actually. These Siege Tanks very vulnerable. Raven going to go down. Archon's still on the front lines, but I just don't know that, like, the numbers game seems to be in our Terran players' favor as we watch the supplies dwindle
But no
from
Raven
Socke.
means no detection for now. Does he
Well,
have scans?
scans. It's Terran, right? GG.
Yeah, GG.